It's not by chance that you're viewing this video. There's a reason you're here. Everything is unfolding exactly as it should. Trust the timing of your life and know that you're being led to where you're meant to be. As you stumble on this video, perhaps not by chance, it will serve to awaken your spirit. There is a stirring deep within your spirit. Can you feel it? It is not merely a fleeting emotion, but a profound awareness that something has shifted. The old has passed away, and something new is urgently pressing forward. July is not simply another month marked on the calendar. Rather, it stands as a spiritual threshold, a sacred gateway, a divine portal through which you are being called to pass. In this pivotal moment, God is urging you to be alert, to remain spiritually ready, and to live in alignment with His purpose. You are not merely entering a new season, you are stepping into a divine unveiling. What lies ahead is not small or insignificant. On the contrary, it is vast, transformative, and has been orchestrated by heaven itself, long before you were even aware of its approach. Let us take a moment to prepare our hearts and minds as we prepare to break this message down into 7 powerful, spiritually guided chapters, each one crafted to help you fully grasp the magnitude and depth of this prophetic moment in time. But before we embark on this profound journey, I encourage you to like, share, and subscribe. Understand that what you are receiving here is not merely content for consumption. It is a divine confirmation, a sacred message sent directly from heaven to the chosen ones. I also want to take this opportunity to extend my deepest gratitude to all of you who continue to support this ministry through super thanks and other expressions of generosity. May God bless you richly and abundantly. Your presence, your faith, and your unwavering belief in this calling do not go unnoticed. To those who consistently show up, watching, listening, and remaining aligned with this divine flow, I want you to know that your dedication is seen, honored, and deeply appreciated. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. If your spirit resonates with this divine frequency, I invite you to type 77 in the comments right now. This number is not arbitrary. It is a sacred signal to the Most High, a declaration that you are spiritually aligned and in position. Positioned to receive the massive release, the divine reset, and the supernatural upgrade that the month of July is ushering in. Understand this, not everyone will make it to the end of this message. Only those who are truly chosen, truly attuned to the voice of God, will endure to the final word. But those who do will not leave the same. They will walk away with profound clarity, heightened spiritual awareness, and prophetic insight into the magnitude of what is being released in this season. This is not a message to hear once and quickly move on from. No, this is a living word, a dynamic, unfolding blueprint sent directly from the throne of heaven. I encourage you to return to this message whenever your spirit begins to stir. Each time you listen, another divine layer will be revealed, unlocking your next level of spiritual awakening and elevation. What is coming is not simply on its way. It has already been activated. July is your gateway, your portal into a realm of purpose and promise, and what awaits on the other side is far greater than anything you have ever imagined. Now, with hearts open and spirits ready, let us begin this sacred journey into deeper understanding. Chapter 1. This message serves as a divine confirmation to your spirit, a sacred affirmation from heaven itself. You, the chosen one, have been sensing a profound shift, an invisible pull within your soul that defies explanation by ordinary language, yet resonates deeply within the very core of your being. It feels as though something is gradually intensifying, as if an unseen force is gathering strength behind the veil of the natural world, poised to break through and manifest in your reality. Understand this clearly. What you are experiencing is not a coincidence. It is not a product of imagination, nor is it the result of emotional hype. Rather, it is the deliberate stirring of heaven, gently yet firmly knocking on the walls of your awareness, declaring, "Prepare yourself, I am about to move." You were never intended to conform or blend into the ordinary. The restlessness you feel, the persistent inner alertness, the unshakable sense that something extraordinary is near, though not yet seen, are all signs. They are the quiet signals of destiny, whispering that your appointed moment is drawing close. That is what it means to possess divine sensitivity. You were intentionally designed with a heightened spiritual awareness, an innate ability to perceive what often goes unnoticed by others. You were not created to move with the crowd or be swept away by fleeting. While many are preoccupied with the distractions of noise, fleeting trends, and measuring success only by external appearances, your spirit is attuned to a far deeper, more profound frequency. You are calibrated to perceive what others overlook, an awareness that penetrates beyond the surface and listens to what cannot be spoken in human language. Your inner being resonates on a higher, deeper frequency, allowing you to pick up spiritual signals that defy verbal expression. At this very moment, heaven is transmitting one of the clearest and most urgent signals yet. God has been speaking to you, not always through audible words, but through your environment, through unexpected interruptions, and even through the quiet departure of people who once stood close but were suddenly removed without warning. He has spoken through the unexplainable heaviness that settled over you without explanation, and equally through the sudden waves of peace that entered your soul without cause. These are not random occurrences. They are divine communications, evidence that heavenly messages, and your spirit finely tuned by design, actively orchestrating something on your behalf. You may have previously experienced delays in your life that felt like punishment or misfortune. However, you are now beginning to realize that these delays were not meant to harm you. Rather, they were divinely orchestrated detours, strategic redirections set by God. They were not setbacks intended to discourage or diminish you, but instead they were setups designed to position you for something greater. You were not being held back as a form of denial or rejection. You were being intentionally held in place by divine hands, waiting for the precise, appointed time to arrive. That time, long prepared in the realm of the Spirit, is now beginning to unfold. This message is not to be received as mere encouragement or entertainment. It is a moment of spiritual alignment, an answer to the quiet prayers and whispered questions you have brought before God in secret. It is the confirmation your soul has been seeking. July is not to be regarded as just another month on the calendar. It stands as a divine marker in time, a sacred threshold, a holy and preordained appointment on your spiritual journey. Therefore, this is not the time to allow yourself to be distracted by doubt, fear, or external noise. Nor is it the time to retreat or shrink back in hesitation. This is the moment to rise, armed with spiritual understanding, and to move forward with clear, deliberate intention. Understand that God has not only been preparing something for you to walk into, but He has also been preparing you, your heart, your character, your faith, for what is to come. You may not have access to every detail or piece of the plan at this time, but your spirit recognizes what your natural mind cannot fully articulate. It senses the divine rhythm of heaven, and it discerns that a shift is taking place. And in that recognition, you are being called to move in faith, in step with the timing of God. At this very moment, you are receiving this message not by coincidence, but because you are spiritually attuned and sensitive enough to perceive and embrace what many others might simply overlook or dismiss without a second thought. God, in His infinite wisdom and intimate knowledge of your heart, knew precisely how and when to reach you. He knew the exact moment your spirit would be prepared, quieted, open, and receptive enough to hear and truly understand this message. This is not merely a transfer of information for intellectual consumption. It is a divine revelation, a spiritual unveiling, meant to quicken something within your soul. You are not here by accident, nor are you here simply to listen passively. You are here to awaken, to come fully alive to what God is stirring within you. You have recently endured a season that felt like a stripping away, a pressing down, a deep testing of your faith, and a pruning of your life. It was a season marked by spiritual discomfort and emotional intensity. There were long nights when you questioned whether you were still walking the path God had intended for you. There were weary days when you quietly wondered whether God had forgotten the promises He once whispered into your heart. And yet, through all of that, through the silence, through the waiting, through the uncertainty, God was still working. Though His voice may have seemed absent, His hand was never withdrawn. Even in what felt like divine stillness, He was actively shaping you. He was building something profound within you, something that will endure far beyond the battles you have faced. God was not merely constructing blessings around you for temporal satisfaction. He was, more importantly, developing strength and endurance within you, spiritual resilience, unwavering faith, and a depth of character that can withstand the storms ahead and carry the weight of the destiny He has prepared for you. At this very hour, heaven is issuing a clear and undeniable declaration over your life. It is time. Time to emerge fully from the shadows of uncertainty, hesitation, and fear, and to step confidently into the complete fulfillment of all that has been divinely promised to you. It is time to relinquish limited, small-minded thinking, thoughts that confine your vision and diminish your faith, and to walk boldly and unapologetically into the vastness of divine expansion that has been ordained specifically for you. It is time to silence every voice of doubt that has questioned your worth, your calling, or your capacity. It is time to stop second-guessing the anointing on your life and begin carrying yourself with the unshakable confidence that comes from knowing heaven stands behind you, because it does. Every trial, every battle, every delay, and every painful process you have endured has been leading you to this exact threshold, this pivotal, holy moment. And as for July, it is not to be regarded as a mere point on the calendar or just another month in the year. It is far more than a date. It is your doorway. It is a divinely appointed entrance into a new dimension of purpose, promise, and spiritual fulfillment. Chosen one, understand this clearly. Your spirit did not fabricate or imagine the shift you've been sensing. What you perceived was not a product of wishful thinking. It was discernment, a deep and accurate spiritual awareness of a divine transition taking place. This very message you are now receiving serves as heaven's confirmation, an undeniable assurance that the moment appointed specifically for you is now nearer than it has ever been. It is rapidly approaching, and the time to prepare is now. Therefore, posture your heart. Bring your life into alignment with what God has spoken. Stay in a state of readiness, spiritually, mentally, and emotionally, because what is about to unfold in your life will not be small, insignificant, or ordinary. On the contrary, it will be vast, extraordinary, and undeniably massive in both scale and impact. And when it arrives, it will bring clarity. It will cause every struggle, delay, test, and unanswered question to suddenly make sense. The purpose behind the pain will be revealed, the process will be justified, and the plan of God will be unmistakably evident. Chapter 2. July is not merely a month on the calendar. It is a divine gateway, a sacred threshold in the spirit realm. Beloved, do not mistake this season for just another turn of the calendar page. While it may appear that we have simply entered the month of July in the natural world, something far more profound has taken place in the realm of the spirit. A gate has been opened, a divine portal, a spiritual access point that only those with spiritual discernment will be able to perceive. This moment is not about routine or the predictable passage of time. It is about prophetic timing and divine orchestration. It is about coming into alignment with God's higher agenda for this hour. July, being the 7th month of the year, holds significant symbolic meaning in the biblical context. The number 7 represents completion, fullness, and divine perfection. Therefore, this month marks not just a chronological transition, but a spiritual invitation to step into a new dimension of purpose, fulfillment, and divine alignment. This moment signifies the closing of old cycles and the birthing of something entirely new. It represents the divine juncture where the work that God initiated in your life is now being brought into maturity and completion. At this very hour, there is something in your life that is approaching its appointed fullness, its God-ordained fulfillment. This is not a matter of chance or coincidence. It is the result of divine orchestration. What may have previously felt like a delay was, in truth, God's way of preserving you for the right time. What seemed like stagnation was actually a sacred season of preparation. And now, the atmosphere has shifted, and a new season has begun. This gateway is not physical or visible to the natural eye. It is spiritual in nature. It cannot be understood through logic or confirmed by intellect. It must be perceived and discerned by the Spirit. For this reason, only those who are spiritually attuned, only the chosen ones, can truly sense and respond to what is now being revealed. There is a tangible weight in the atmosphere, an undeniable spiritual heaviness that you can sense deeply within. You feel a divine invitation stirring within your soul, gently but powerfully drawing you forward. It is as though the very realm of heaven is speaking directly to your spirit, whispering, "Come higher, cross over, step into what I have prepared for you." July is not merely a point on the calendar, it is a doorway into divine fulfillment. For many, this marks the moment you have long awaited. You have stood faithfully on the edge of breakthrough, questioning when change would finally come, wondering how long the delay would last. This, right here and now, is the turning point. This is the sacred moment where chronological time intersects with divine eternity. That which you have labored over in prayer, that which you have fasted and wept over in secret, is now being released in this appointed window of time. July is the month of manifestation. That which was once delayed is now being delivered. That which was hidden in mystery is now being revealed with clarity. The heavens are declaring, "Expect the unexpected." Opportunities are about to emerge suddenly and without warning. You will find yourself engaged in conversations you never anticipated. Emails will arrive, phone calls will come, and divine appointments will align, not because you chased them, but because God ordained them. The season has shifted. You are not striving to make things happen. You are stepping into what has already been divinely arranged. For when the divine gate opens, favor begins to flow, not as a result of manipulation or strategic maneuvering, but as a reward for faithfulness. It comes because you remain steadfast when it would have been easier to give up. It is being released because you chose purity and integrity in moments when others chose compromise. This spiritual gateway, however, will not remain open indefinitely. That is why spiritual sensitivity is absolutely critical in this hour. You must be prepared to move the moment God commands you to move. Hesitation or delay can cost you access to what has been divinely appointed for you. July is not merely a time for watching and waiting. It is a season for walking through the open door. This moment demands obedience, unwavering faith, and a posture of readiness. Do not sleep through this divine window of opportunity. Do not allow fear to paralyze you when heaven is clearly declaring, God is not constrained by human measures of time. Rather, he frequently operates according to prophetic seasons and divine timing. This particular month of July has been distinctly marked and set apart by heaven itself. For some individuals, this will be the month of destiny collisions, an appointed time when purpose and preparation converge in perfect alignment. For others, July will serve as the month of exposure, a revealing season during which all that is counterfeit and false will be stripped away, so that what is genuine and authentic can rise forth. And for many, this month will manifest as a time of divine movement, a period in which you will be transitioned, strategically positioned, and launched into your God-ordained calling, often without any prior warning or expectation. Divine helpers are being stirred and mobilized at this very moment to come alongside you in assistance. Resources are being redirected, and rooms are being rearranged to make space in preparation for your arrival and breakthrough. Some of the victories and breakthroughs you are about to walk into have been held back until now, not because you lacked readiness, but because the divine timing had not yet aligned. However, that timing is now perfectly aligned. The spiritual gate has been opened. This moment represents far more than a mere prophetic month. It is a holy invitation and a sacred spiritual gateway. Only those who possess the spiritual discernment to recognize this divine opening will be able to walk through it. Therefore, remain vigilant and maintain your alignment with God's purpose. For July is not simply a page on the calendar, it is a portal into your destiny. Chapter 3. The silence that you experienced was not random but strategic. As you were being prepared and chosen, although you asked the question in secret, "God, where are you?" and cried in the midnight hour, feeling abandoned, unseen, and unheard, and despite the delays in your life that led you to wonder whether you had missed your opportunity or done something wrong, you must understand clearly that you were not being punished, but rather positioned, for the silence was not the absence of God, but his precision. And when heaven go, while you were searching for answers, God was building your endurance. While you were asking for signs, he was strengthening your foundation. And while you were hoping for movement, he was developing the maturity necessary to handle the magnitude of your next level. Because what is coming is neither light nor small, and God does not pour something heavy into a vessel that has not been properly reinforced. Therefore, your waiting season was not a period of emptiness but rather divine training, during which you were placed in heaven's hidden classroom to be taught in silence what could not be learned amidst noise, being refined rather than rejected, and entrusted with trials designed to shape your character rather than merely your image. That is why people couldn't understand your path, and why, no matter how hard you tried, you couldn't force open certain doors, because God blocked them not to punish you, but to preserve you. Knowing that some of those doors you longed to enter would have destroyed you had you gone through them too soon, and that some of the relationships you mourned were actually spiritual shields in disguise, God removed what could not accompany you forward because he knew what was coming next, which would demand a version of you that had not yet fully emerged. So you did not fail, but were instead in formation. And the pain you felt was not for nothing. Every tear you cried in silence was collected by God, every lonely night was counted, and every misunderstood decision, every quiet act of obedience, and every time you forgave without receiving closure was seen by him and recorded in heaven. This is why the warfare increased, for the enemy sensed that your preparation was nearly complete, and hell fights hardest when heaven is closest to releasing destiny. Thus, you are not stepping into July as the same person who entered this year, having been reshaped by fire, humbled by delay, and transformed through trials. So now, whether you realize it or not, you are ready in ways you were not before. Not perfect but positioned, not flawless but faithful, not loud but deeply rooted. God had to prepare you in private so that he could trust you in public. He needed to strip away the pride, the fear, the people-pleasing, the self-doubt, and the emotional instability that could have sabotaged your next season. Because he was shaping a vessel capable of carrying significant weight, not just for your benefit, but for the lives you are destined to impact. And now that the preparation is complete, the gate is opening, the silence has served its purpose, the delay has fulfilled its assignment, and what once felt like a setback is being revealed as a divine setup. Therefore, do not resent the quiet and do not despise the detour, for every moment of stillness was part of heaven's strategic preparation. And now, you are ready for the release. Chapter 4. What lies ahead is greater than you. It is kingdom level. What is approaching in your life transcends your individual desires or personal ambitions. It is far more significant than simply securing a better job, finding the right partner, or enhancing your lifestyle. What God is preparing to release into your life is of kingdom magnitude, a divine purpose that surpasses temporary blessings. This is not merely about personal elevation or self-fulfillment. It is about the unfolding of a sacred calling, one that carries the weight of destiny, the influence of legacy, and the power to leave an eternal impact. You have not only been chosen to receive a blessing, you have been appointed to represent the kingdom. You are stepping into a mandate, divinely orchestrated, that will require your full submission, your faithfulness, and your willingness to be used as a vessel. You are the chosen one, not simply for your own benefit, but for the advancement of a purpose far greater than yourself. You are not merely an individual on a personal journey. You are a vessel, divinely chosen and consecrated for a higher purpose. You are an ambassador of heaven, a living, breathing testimony of what it truly means when a person surrenders fully to God, offering their yes without hesitation or conditions. This is precisely why your personal process has been so intense, and why the spiritual warfare you have faced has been so uniquely targeted. The pressure and opposition you have experienced are not random. They are a direct result of the extraordinary nature of what God is bringing forth through you. What is being birthed from within you is not common or casual. It is sacred in nature, strategic in design, and intricately designed by God himself. And it is one that only you are uniquely qualified and called to fulfill. Even though the enemy made repeated attempts to distort your sense of identity, delay your divine process, and drown your confidence in waves of doubt and opposition, you endured. You persevered. You refused to quit. Despite everything that came against you, you kept moving forward. And now heaven is preparing to reward that unwavering obedience with visible manifestation. This is the deeper reason why you never quite fit in with the crowd, why you consistently felt different, misunderstood, or even isolated. What you experienced was never mere rejection. It was divine preservation. God, in his infinite wisdom, had to protect the anointing, the oil, upon your life. He intentionally kept you hidden, shielded from certain environments and relationships, not to punish you, but to preserve you. The weight and worth of what you carry are far too valuable to be exposed prematurely. God knew that what he placed within you required preparation, maturity, and the right moment, a moment that is now drawing near. Now that your character has been thoroughly refined through testing, your vision sharpened by divine revelation, and your spirit matured through seasons of surrender and growth, God is preparing to unveil that which has been developing in the secret place, the hidden chambers of obedience, intimacy, and preparation. What is being released in this appointed time, specifically in the month of July, will extend far beyond your personal life. This is not merely a new opportunity or a moment of personal advancement. It is a kingdom-level activation. It is a release of divine strategy and supernatural provision designed to impact generations. This is the kind of blessing that does not simply elevate you, it breaks generational curses and births generational wealth. It is provision so abundant and purposeful that it does not merely sustain your needs, but rather funds visions, ministries, and movements ordained by heaven. It is the type of divine favor that grants you access to places of influence, where your name has already been spoken and honored by individuals you have never even met. This is the kind of open door that is not just life-changing, it is region-shifting, atmosphere-altering, and legacy-defining. God is not just elevating you, he is positioning you as a conduit for transformation on a scale that reflects his kingdom purpose and eternal glory. You have earnestly prayed for breakthrough, yet God is not merely granting you momentary relief. He is imparting a divine blueprint. You have sought deliverance, but instead he is bestowing upon you dominion. This next season is no longer about mere survival. It is about ruling and reigning over the territory that God has sovereignty assigned to you. This is the very purpose for which you have been preserved. The periods of silence, the seasons of stretching, and the times of separation were all intentional, preparing you for this moment. God did not lead you through the refining fire simply to give you a temporary reward or fleeting victory. Rather, he has brought you through so that his kingdom may be revealed and established through your life. Therefore, do not shrink back in fear or doubt. Do not underestimate or minimize the profound work God is accomplishing within you. You are carrying a divine strategy, a sacred mandate that holds the power to impact not only your generation, but generations yet to come. Hell's gates cannot stop it because it was born in the spirit, not the flesh. This is more than a breakthrough. It is the start of your kingdom assignment. July is the divine green light. Chapters 5. Your enemies will be surprised, but God is not finished with them yet. You are chosen. You have gone through times when people misunderstood you, ignored you, and even made fun of you. They judged your silence without knowing it was special. They thought your being alone was a weakness, but it was a sacred time. They laughed at your delay, not knowing it was God's plan. Some said you were finished, had no future, or missed your chance. But they did not know that heaven was protecting you. They saw a paused version of you and thought it was the final one. The truth is, God was writing a chapter they could not understand. While they talked, heaven was working. While they gossiped, God was protecting you. While they ignored you, angels were sent to help you. Now, everything is changing. July is not just your next chapter. It is your public comeback. God will raise you in a way everyone can see. Even your enemies will have to say, only God could do that. This is not about pride or revenge. It is about showing God's power. God will use your life to show his power and glory. They needed to see you low to know who helped you rise. If God had skipped the process, they would have said your success was from luck, connections, or tricks. But now they have no excuses. They saw you broken and going through hard times. Soon they will see you rise again, honored and favored by God. Don't be surprised when those who mocked you come back. Some will act like they always believed in you. Others will pretend nothing happened. But they are not coming back because they love you. They are coming back because they are confused, curious, and shocked. They want to know how you went from forgotten to favored, from rejected to respected, and from hidden to well-known. They will smile to your face but think about how to harm you. Let them wonder and watch, but don't let them distract you. This is your special moment from God, not a time for revenge. You didn't get here by trying to be noticed. You got here by trusting God to send you. You didn't fight for a seat at the table. God made a new table with your name on it. Stay focused, humble, and aligned. The same God who is raising you will protect you. Don't be confused. God is not finished with your enemies. Some will feel sorry, some will be humbled. Others will face consequences because of how they treated you. It is not your job to fix or confront them. God will take care of it. He is the one who will make things right. Your job is not to prove anything. It is to keep becoming what God wants you to be. Your light is shining now. The same people who doubted you will now see your blessing. The very voices that once spoke against you will soon fall silent, overwhelmed by awe, because when God raises someone, no amount of shade, slander, or sabotage can prevent that person's elevation. Therefore, walk with your head held high, not in arrogance, but in divine confidence, knowing that you are not defined by what others have said about you, nor by what your past has tried to make you, but rather by who God has chosen to reveal you to be for such a time as this. Chapter 6. Angels are being sent to help you. You are not doing this alone, you are chosen. Listen carefully. You are not going into this next level by yourself. What is coming is too big, too heavy, and too important for you to handle alone. That's why heaven is helping you now. Behind the scenes, tasks are being set, and angels are being sent for you. You may not see them, but the unseen world is moving because your purpose is great. God never sends someone on a mission without sending help. You are not just a believer, you are chosen by God. Because of this, heaven has sent angels to help you in this next season. You have passed tests that broke others and endured pressure that many could not handle. Your obedience has been seen, and your surrender has brought supernatural help. As you enter this new chapter in July, angelic activity is increasing around you. Angels are going ahead of you to prepare places, touch hearts, and block danger. Some of the favor you're about to receive isn't random. It's happening because angels are aligning your circumstances. The sudden calls, unexpected invites, and rare connections are signs that the supernatural is touching your life. Don't be surprised when you walk into places you didn't ask for, or when strangers show you kindness, respect, or offer opportunities. That's God working. He is going ahead of you, making your path straight and sending angels to protect, help, guide, and provide exactly what you need on time. When fear tells you that you're not ready or that you're alone, remember this: if heaven sent you, heaven will support you. You're not walking in the dark, you're walking under God's covering. Every step of faith you take causes movement in the spiritual world. Your prayers have brought unseen help. Your purity, honesty, and strength were your weapons. Now your reward is angelic support that no one can stop. Some of the pressure you felt lately isn't just attack. It's the battle between darkness and the army of light around you. Hell is afraid. Demons are upset because you're finally entering the place they tried to keep you from. God has already decided what will happen, and no one can stop it. He has sent angels not only to help you reach your destination, but also to help you succeed when you get there. This is a special time. You are not just being blessed, you are being supported. You are not just being promoted, you are being guided. You are not just walking into your purpose, you are being helped by angels at every step. So walk with courage, speak with confidence. Every door you enter has already been chosen by heaven. Every challenge you face already has angels ready to help. Chapter 7. Your divine launch. Stay humble and stay ready, chosen one. You've been waiting for a long time, patient, silent, and faithful. Now heaven is saying that July is your launch. This is more than just movement, it's activation. What you've been praying and preparing for is finally coming together. Don't hold back or fall into old fears. The version of you that used to doubt everything no longer belongs in your future. That hesitant and unsure identity is gone. God is calling you to move with boldness, not from ego, but with holy confidence. He is saying, I prepared you for this, now go. You didn't get here by trying hard, you got here by surrendering. Now God is about to lift you up in a way that no one, not even you, can take credit for. But remember, with great elevation comes greater responsibility. Stay humble. Pride can destroy what prayer has built. Don't forget who brought you this far. Stay ready. Sudden opportunities are coming. Resources, invitations, and favor. Stay alert and don't get distracted. Stay grounded in prayer because this level of favor will bring new spiritual battles. You are not alone in this moment, for heaven is supporting your every move. And if God has opened the gate before you, then no force in hell has the power to close it. What you are stepping into is far more than a mere opportunity. It is a divine assignment, a sacred calling that will cause your life to speak volumes without the need for words, as your breakthrough will itself become the message. And July stands as your divine gateway, a pivotal moment through which, on the other side, your entire reality will be transformed. After all the waiting, weeping, and wondering, the time has finally come. And as God prepares to release something massive and extraordinary, you must remain humble and ready, knowing that you are His chosen vessel, prepared for such a time as this. And if you're still hungry for more chapters to this journey, or a visual concept for a video or thumbnail, just say the word. I'm here and ready to help bring it all to life. Thanks for watching. Here ends this video. Take a moment to like, share, and subscribe if you find this video interesting.